Welcome to Art and Conversation, where creativity meets the courage to share. I'm Matty, and every episode we connect stories one dot at a time to normalize talking about mental health and celebrate many forms of human creativity. Okay, so today I'm with Monica, one of my bestest friends. Basically, we've known each other for
like 15 years.
Yes, I met her at M-Class, at one of the most creative spaces I think you can imagine.
Yes.
For a 16-year-old. She's not just my best friend, she's a tattoo artist, a very creative soul, very spiritual, in tune with herself, and always looking to grow as an individual.
Yes.
And I think that's why it was important to have you here with me today, because not only do I know we're going to have amazing conversation, but it's going to be fruitful for people who listen.
And it's really weird you say that, because I'm actually, this last month, I went through something transitioning with my art as well, so I'm kind of going through a bit of an upper level, which I was excited to talk to you about.
Okay,
on the podcast.
So it'll be news for me, because to be honest, we haven't caught up in a month.
Yes, it's been a crazy month, but for the both of us, we've both been inventing new things for ourselves.
Yes.
And really ending the 2025 with a good bang.
Yes.
So I'm excited for us both.
Baby. So just to let you know as well, this episode will be launched in 2026.
Oh damn. Still.
So the people who will be watching this, if we say something today, it might not be relevant in a couple of months. But anyway,
we're still ending it with a bang. By then we'll be banging, you see?
Let's start off with, so the first half an hour of this show are going to be basically paint as much as we can.
I'm really excited for that part.
Yeah, she's really excited. Basically, before we started recording, I told Monica to think about what we're going to paint. I always try and let everyone take the lead when it comes to each and every episode. Do you want to see the sketch of how I thought it might come out, or do you want to keep that away and just...
I'm determined on what I'm going to do now.
Okay.
I've just spent the last 10 minutes super focusing on it.
Okay.
But if you want, I can make it relate. I can.
No. I love that you're going to try and have that.
I've seen the sketches of this when everything started, so it's really nice to see it now pretty much at the end of it. So I'm really happy with how everything has gone for you.
Me too. So, Monica, what do you think? I feel like it's lacking color and it's lacking the flower bits that need to be blooming, but what do you have in mind for this?
I really like how the blue became looking like veins. So it looks like, and the hands together look like a beating heart.
Yes, lots of people said that.
Right? Yeah, that's fantastic. Great. So it's looking like it's asking for life and growth, which is your point of this whole thing anyway. So, but I have this thing whenever I paint, I want every single color that I could possibly imagine. So this is really missing purple. So we're going to add a bit of purple to this today.
Yes, in fact, we haven't even touched purple.
Yes, it's true. I felt it quite full. So they did them the same color as the cherry blossoms. So we'll go a bit of a redder tone for the cherry blossoms and add hints of yellow.
Okay, you're going to have to guide me. So let's put the paint.
Yes, you can do the purple leaves if you like, and I can do the cherry blossoms.
How I'm going to? So usually I guide them.
Oh, sorry.
So this time you're going to guide me. It's fine, but I still have to help you guide me because not everyone.
Guide each other.
Yes. So first, let's put the paints that you're imagining. So then this is how you're going to guide me.
Okay. Then I think you do the leaves with the purple and the white, and then I do the flowers with the red and the yellow.
Okay, show me how to do the leaves.
Okay, so
we're gonna go.
Okay, we're gonna go for the leaves. So I'm gonna give you this one to use because it'll be a bit easier for you, I think. So I was thinking maybe we could do kind of like just little, and then you fill them in.
Okay. Like that all over?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna use...
They're really fun to do.
Okay, I'm gonna use the other brush. Okay, so let's jump into it. So basically, I know you, but we have to remember that whoever's listening doesn't actually know who you are. And I know that you're a very creative person. I think by this demonstration alone, we already can tell you're very passionate about what you do. And I haven't even mentioned how you're not only a tattoo artist, but you also have your own studio as well. And that's something really important for the viewers to understand how creatively involved you are.
Yeah, I really like to, because it's a part of us that we lose as we get older. And I think as artists especially, we need to remember that even if you're not an artist, you got to remember to be creative somehow.
You have to have a lot of play in your life. I think that's what keeps... I mean, not everyone feels this way, but I think we're We as artists have to remind people to keep play in their life.
And you got to remind and then when you get a little bit of play in your life, remember what your play is. Because I mean, everything is trying to always make us grow up. And as much as, okay, we got to grow up, we got to pay our bills, we got to get our job and do all that jazz. But nobody told you to stop enjoying the little parts of life.
Yeah.
That's all part of it, of making it bearable, especially in today's day and age.
So I want to ask, when did you first realize you enjoyed making or expressing something? So the beginning, when did that come for you, and like how did it develop in your life?
Well, my parents always had to stay painting the house walls because I kept painting on all the walls. So seeing a big canvas here was like, so I'm just like, oh, I wanna get the hell right into it and like just start doing stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Because there's just so much there's so much freedom in seeing a big open space.
You've always been like that. Whenever you see a white wall or you see something white, you're like, oh, I need to paint that.
Yeah, man, then fuck yeah, bro. Like, I need to start making it into something because it just can't be. It's like seeing an empty brain. Don't you just want to fill it up with knowledge or something good, something colorful?
It's the same with you as a person. You see yourself as a canvas as well. And that's how I think. So how did you get into? I want to understand a bit of your journey, your creative journey. So it started with you as a kid and always seeing a blank canvas and wanting to fill that canvas up. So from that as a kid and to who you are today, like how did that transition to being a tattoo artist? So how did you get into that? Because that is your beginning of your career, but it was like monetizing what you're really good at, right?
So funnily enough, we're painting flowers now, and flowers was really one of my first favorite things to do.
Yeah.
So I liked flowers and I started painting them and drawing them on things. And then I was like, I'm tired of only seeing this only when I go home. I want to see it all the time. I love being in nature, and I've always had a big attraction to being in a field and garden and anything that grows. In fact, I'm growing into plants now. I'm getting into it again, so I'm really excited about that. So I was like, oh man, I only get to see this when I'm at home in my room. And then I realized I stayed cooped up in my room painting flowers instead of actually going outside and doing them and seeing them.
This was when you were a teenager, right?
This was before I knew you, actually. This was before MCAST.
Okay.
This was while I was between 8 and 14, let's say. And then I was like, you know what? I just started drawing them on my friends. You know Petra? Yeah, so I was always drawing on her.
Why did you like flowers?
Because there's growth. You don't know how they're gonna grow. Even if you're just like, okay, I'm gonna like, this is a seed I bought for a rose. Who knows? Maybe they mixed up the packaging one day. You end up getting a tulip instead. So it's
unpredictable.
It's unpredictable, but it's always beautiful. I mean, have you ever seen like, man, that's an ugly ass flower? Like, what kind of shitty person?
That has ever happened.
Exactly. So it actually started with this. If nature can bloom, so can people.
So do you think like, what's the word? Unconsciously, or I don't even know if that's the word at all. But do you think you related to a flower because you could see how a flower can bloom into something?
Well, I never knew how I'm going to grow. And it's not like we ever expected to be in this position when we were 16 either.
Yeah, true.
So it's up to us to choose how we're going to grow. And it's up to us to make the conditions of us growing. So if you're going to be in the snow, you're not going to be able to grow. But if you put yourself in a better environment, if you put the flower in a better environment, you can grow. And we're so lucky as people that we get to choose our environment most of the time. Even if we don't have the best home life, we can choose to sit at home in the destruction, or we can go outside and try and find hope in something.
Okay.
And I feel like that is important to remember and remind ourselves.
This is something you discovered now as you grow
No,
up.
this is me explaining it now as an adult. When I was a kid, I was just like, I just want to go and paint something. I just want to go and draw something. So yeah, that's where it kind of all started.
Yeah.
Fejħat t-vinta mon, u vintajt, you know?
And then you kind of went from that, right? So you were creating at home, you were creating flowers.
I was painting on my friends because I'd rather do that than physics.
How did you get into? So I remember you at school, right? And I remember you. So you're one of those people who doesn't really bide well with systems, school, education.
I'm not
You're
against.
very rebellious in that way, and I remember you being very like, fudge this. I'm gonna be very political. Fudge this. I don't think this is for me. Although I'm in a creative school, I'm going to go and just do my own thing. I know that was a very big thing that you did for yourself. I know you put yourself in mental
I never
terms.
saw it as a big thing.
It was because you were going mentally. I saw you mentally tormented by your choice, and you were constantly not sure if you were doing the right thing, and you were depressed at a point. I'm glad you kept on pushing through that.
Of course, because this is always the way out.
You don't see it like that now, but at that moment.
No. But I think we all go through that,
Yes.
especially as artists.
Yes.
Like we run away from what we love to do, and then it's the only thing that's gonna fix us at the end.
You knew that's not staying at school wasn't for you, and I think it always, even looking at it now, you did the right choice.
Of course, because I met the good people. If I didn't go to school, I wouldn't have met you. So I'm not telling you school was all bad, but I'm not against the system. I'm against of how people choose to see a system. Just because this system works for these 30 people doesn't mean it's going to work for those 5 or 10 others, and this is not just in school, but in general. The system needs to be
more
vast and
flexible.
The system can't always work for every single person. But yeah, art's the answer. Creativity will always be the answer, and creativity doesn't have to be in painting. It can be in crocheting. It can be in
music.
In music. I mean, I just since I'm an artist, I'll just be like, yeah. Sometimes I just see like someone's arm, and I just go, damn, what a waste of skin. We could so do something with that. But yeah, that's how I see creativity. And I want people to remember to still see creativity in things. Look how nice the purple complemented that.
Yeah.
That's really cute. I love that.
So can you tell me, let's discuss a little bit about maybe one moment in particular. Maybe it's hard to look back, so maybe something more recent. So a moment when you felt most connected to your creativity, maybe in the past year.
Well, I'm going through this transition, like I mentioned to you before. I forgot if it was on or off camera. And I'm going through this like new way, because I've always been, oh yeah, you gotta hold it. Sorry, I'll hold it too. I'm always looking to try and find something else. And I felt a bit stuck for the last, I would say about the last 3 years. I couldn't see how to progress because of all the AI thing. Can we talk about that thing on this?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
It all plays a part,
Because ever since AI came into play, and before it used to be like, oh, you have to ask the post office for, you have to show them your certificate to get your machine from the post office, but now you can just buy one off Amazon. And this is totally changing the tattoo industry.
Repeat that again. What do you have to buy from?
If you want to buy a tattoo machine, you'd have to show your certificate that you're a tattoo artist to the post office to even get it. Now you can just buy it off Amazon, and it's just like this. So because of AI, because tattooing has become so nonchalant and everybody just thinks that they can do these things, I feel like it's lost its I want to say pizzazz, but that's not the right word. But it's lost its meaning of permanence to the body, And
what does tattoo? I think the most important question we have to ask before getting into this is, what does tattooing mean to you?
To me?
Yes, because obviously everyone has their own definition of everything, right? And if we're gonna get into this, we need to know your perspective.
My perspective. Okay.
So regarding tattooing, we can dive off into different.
Yeah.
But let's start with the basic. What does tattooing mean to you?
Tattooing means,
and what you think it means to other people.
It means freedom. It means showing who you are without having to really put words into it. It's about putting a picture instead of saying I'm strong. You do what means strong to you. In my opinion, seeing a flower grow out of its roots is strength, because from nothing it became something. That shows strength to me. But for someone else, it could be a lion. So
it's redefining.
It's redefining the way you perceive yourself, and you choose to make your mark on your body for the rest of your life to show that this is part of your growth and who you are. That's how
It's
I like to see
more
it.
of a permanent addition to your body, but it's like clothes, or it's like makeup as well. You do it because it redefines who you want to be for the day, right? In this case, tattooing is more
For the
permanent
life, yeah.
for life. But I guess you could take that kind of way of thinking and apply it to that as well, right? Does that make sense? Did I get that right?
It's your perspective.
No, I'm trying to understand yours, so it's good.
Okay.
I'm trying to understand what you told me, so you have to tell me if I misunderstood you.
But that's the thing. I can't really. We're both very creative people,
Yes,
so
it's hard.
it's gonna be the way, because you're gonna try to understand my way, but you have such your take to it as well.
Of course.
Especially since we've gone back so far, we know a little bit of how to help each other understand in conversation.
Yeah, and we're doing it now.
Yes.
And you can do this with anyone back home.
No, I can't.
No?
You can't talk. I can't talk like this with everyone. This is why I kept you around, girl. Because you can't always speak like this to everyone. So only creatives can understand creatives to a certain level, and you can't expect. I can't expect someone who like is happy working at a office 9 to 5. I cannot understand sitting at a computer.
Okay.
I even struggle drawing on my iPad sometimes,
Yeah.
because I'm drawing on a technology. Like even the sound of the lights in here, I have to really focus on you as well too as well. So it's all the structure. I wouldn't be able to have certain conversations in certain places with certain people because they cannot be creative. But that doesn't mean I don't know how. It's just what makes me more comfortable and make me give you the product better for you.
Got
Do you want to switch sides?
Sure, let's. You're gonna do the blossoms?
Yes.
Finish that side. Add to that, I think when we have people in our lives, so because you're saying me as a person, because we had time to to adjust and whatnot, I think it's important that when we meet people who are curious, that's an opportunity to have fruitful conversations.
I think that's a better word for it, instead of saying creative, curious.
I think it's curious.
People are I really want people to still be curious at our age. I feel like we're losing that. The older we get, people are losing their curiosity.
And maybe this happens because, and this is just what I think, obviously, but maybe this happens because we get consumed on our phones, we're consumed by distractions that aren't actually allowing us to be open to certain situations. So
you don't want to end up being hooked onto things that are going to give you the wrong kind of dopamine as well. This is why, again, we go back to painting. This is stuff that we do when we don't even know how to talk yet.
Yeah, we do it.
And if this is a form of expression, whether you're an artist or not, this is how you're going to get that feeling out that you're not sure how to even put to words. So that's why I say sorry. Yeah, no, I'm good.
My turn to hold.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Here you go.
My turn to hold it, but I have to do this. Yes?
So, damn, I lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
The strength thing. So that's why I said sometimes you can't really put a word to what is strength to you. For some people, strength is a lion. For other people, strength is the fact that a tiny seed can grow into a tree. I'd get a seed tattooed on me that considers strength much more than a lion would be. But that's my precision on how to show your art for who you are, not for what you want to try to say to people to understand you that are not meant to understand you.
Take a breather. It's a lot. I know, like, for a fact, me and Monica, whenever we do meet up, she does tell me, like, and I do tell her occasionally, like, that was a good session. Okay, see you in 2 months, because we do end up going. We're quite intense when we meet each other. We're two very intense individuals.
I'd take intense any day, girl. I'd take intense any day, because I think people are so scared to not be intense, to try to be accommodating, to try to be accepted and appreciated by every single person around them. And I feel like that is what's helping us lose our individuality, what's helping us lose our creativity and our curiosity.
People are scared of rejection. People are scared of feeling uncomfortable. People are scared of looking a certain way. And I think something magical happened between us and our friendship is that we've always had the courage and the curiosity to understand each other deeper, even if it came across badly. But I think because we had so much curiosity and love for each other, we were able to move through those difficult conversations.
But we were also very eager to communicate with each other because we know that we challenge each other. You're not going to do too much of an effort to make me comfortable. And I was doing that a lot in the beginning. And I was like, no, I'm going to use this girl to challenge me. And I feel like I benefit from our friendship much more when we push and challenge each other and force ourselves to communicate better and share opinions and share ideas. And it's not like we agree on everything.
No.
But I like that just because you disagree with me, you don't say no. You explain why you agree in a different way and what's going to benefit you and change. And you actually help change and give me better ideas and give me different perspectives. And I feel like I do that for you as well sometimes.
You do. All the time, actually.
In their very vast way of being creative, because we're both creative in such a different way.
Yes.
That's my favorite part of our friendship.
Yes. I think since we're touching base a lot today on friendship, we can also talk about growth in friendship, right?
Yeah.
So we're touching base on a lot about communication, curiosity. I think the basis of our friendship is
curiosity and communication, babe.
And I think it's important that everyone tries to find that individual that really does say how they feel, but people have to take it. I don't even know how to explain it.
It's intense, Bun. It's intense.
Not everyone can handle it. Not everyone.
No, I think people are going to be like, I need a minute from this podcast today, bro.
I have a good example. So, for example, during COVID, it was really intense, and I came back, and there was a point, and I was thinking about it this morning. It was like there was a point where there was me, Monica, and another good friend of ours, Mark. Shout out to Mark.
Yeah, we miss Mark.
And I remember Monica messaging me and saying, guys, messaging the group because it was three amigos. She said, like, guys, I need to take a break from you guys because you're not serving me in this friendship.
And I was, but we were all going through our things as well.
But I remember we didn't say, oh, fuck her. We were we're like, okay, Monica, we understand. If you ever need, we're here for you.
That was going through another transition as well.
And that's a transition in life where you have to understand that if someone says they need a break from you, you shouldn't get upset that you've done something wrong. But you have to accept that that person probably needs time.
I need some time to process because as well with COVID, we all didn't know what the hell was going on. I thought I wasn't going to end up being able to tattoo again. I mean, we really thought at a point, hey, we're never going to be able to touch each other again. And that's like all of tattooing. So I was like, oh my gosh. And I was trying to actually pull myself away and be alone at that time because I had to figure myself out. If I couldn't do tattoos, if I couldn't share my art skin to skin, what am I going to do? Yeah. What am I going to do from that?
And I think even Mark appreciated at the time that you were honest enough and vulnerable enough to say you're not okay. You didn't tell us what was the matter. You just told us.
I didn't know.
I need time. And I remember it took a couple of months. It took a good 4 or 5, even 6 months until you actually
I don't even remember being that long.
It was very
I thought
long.
It was like a month.
No, very, very long.
But you were just like, all right, she needs some space.
When you need us,
we need to let her have her freaking space. And if I didn't end up having that space and you would have pushed and forced it, I don't think I would be here today.
No, because if we pushed it even more, it would push you further away, right?
And I loved you too much to say,
not tell us.
I don't think I can ghost these people. I've never really managed to ghost anyone. I'm sometimes over-communicative to a point where I annoy people. So ask my parents. Let's go to family therapy, like really fast. But yeah. So it's always good to create the space and make space for certain feelings and certain times.
Yes.
You knew very well you weren't the problem.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I remember me and Mark coming together and being like, were we assholes? We did.
Oh, really?
We're good friends. We're like, maybe we were a bit too harsh or maybe we have to reevaluate ourselves. But that's because we were brave enough to look at ourselves as well.
Yeah.
And to be honest, we're like, we did the right thing. I think we both said like, okay, we're here when you need. And that was the most important. Both of us thought that was the most important thing to say to you in that moment.
And I needed the space to understand. I needed the space to understand what the hell was going on in my brain.
Yeah. Friendship. What do you think makes, now that we've talked about everything and anything and whatever, what do you think makes a good friendship?
Communication and curiosity. Communication and curiosity. And if you really see that this relationship is give and take, this is all like, you've benefited me, I've benefited you, we've helped each other if we've been down in the dumps. I remember when I was going through a really bad breakup, I was at a point I couldn't move. I was like, girl, I'm a mess, come. You came like across the island and you were just like, girl, get your ass off the dock, let's go, come on. Like, I'm just there like, wah. And you're just like, come on, let's go and like fix this problem. And you helped me get on off my feet. And it was vice versa. When you ended up coming back from Australia, I was like, okay, she had such a plan, and then everything just went switched. And I was like, okay. And I tried to be at your house as much as I could. And, I'd be like, okay, I'm just going to go do grocery shopping for her. I tried my best to cook for you as well, because that's what you do. Yeah. That's what you do.
But you can't, I don't ever expect someone to do exactly what I give.
No.
I expect them to give what they can do in their own way, right?
And then there's me, overgiver.
And I love
who deserves it. Only to who deserves it.
So the next question would be, when do you know or understand when a relationship no longer serves you and your mental well-being? Because you know what a good friendship looks like. So, but when a bad friendship or a bad relationship comes along, how do you know when it no longer serves you, and how do you know when to let go of that?
I think I'm still discovering that within each person that comes. I can't say that, okay,
there's one way.
If they don't do this, they're not gonna serve me. That's it. Like, you can't. I'll be like, if Matea doesn't do cartwheels as well, I can't be her friend. Just because she doesn't do yoga as well, I can't be her friend. It can't happen that way.
True.
But each person, what I've noticed is each person in my life has given me has given me a certain kind of joy or a certain kind of feeling that the next person wouldn't be able to give. So I just kind of go, all right, if I need hands-on help from like my boss ass bitches, I'll call this girl.
Not me, because I'm too weak.
No, but if I know I want to go for a day at the beach and I want to be alone, but I don't want to be alone, I can sit in silence with you, and it's not like, oh, I have to try and communicate or entertain this person. You're the only friend. I don't feel like I have to entertain you,
To each their own. Everyone's different.
Exactly.
And if someone, it does, like to chit-chat and as a chatterbox doesn't make them bad. It's just different.
Yeah, exactly. But if I feel like being in a chit-chat mood,
you need that friend.
Would do a podcast. But if we're not in a chit-chat mood, I can sit in silence with you and I could still get work done and I could still feel rested for the day.
Yeah.
We've worked in days in silence together, and we've managed to be good for it, and be like, all right, I finished my doodles. Oh, cool. I finished my 3 tattoos I have to do next week, So I can coexist with you without the need to entertain you. If we're both in a good state of mind.
Yes. Monica, we have maybe 5 more minutes of this painting time.
Okay.
How do you feel when I said 5 more minutes?
It's okay. I'll accept it. I have to
Let's
accept.
take a step back and look at it a little bit.
It looks like it's gained more life, though.
But look at it. It's a bit empty on that side.
Yes, we have to make some leaves flying away, maybe.
Or maybe.
But we can do that off camera. Can we, please?
Maybe.
Oh, please.
I think it needs more like a big flower. I was hoping like
a big flower, but then but no, we need to make sure that this is the main focus. I think this needs detail.
Okay.
But again, we don't have time.
We don't have
on the podcast for this.
No, let's continue. 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes.
Yes.
We can be quiet for 5 minutes and we can take a little break.
continuously growing, and you never know how it's going to be. But isn't it lovely anyway?
Yes. You had fun?
Mm-hmm.
Of course you did.
Of course I did. I don't want to sit down. I can't want to look at it because I'm going to keep going.
How are you feeling so far with the questions and everything? You feel like they feel relevant? I feel like the information we talk about, although it's very personal to us, I think it's important that people...
No, I don't think they're personal. I think they're things that everybody goes through.
I think so too. But some people don't think about these things. So that's why I think it's important that we have this conversation.
Okay, so it's like people go through this, but they don't go and think about it after.
Probably.
Or they won't try to.
Or maybe they've never thought about, because you don't know who's watching this, right? It could be someone who's never actually thought or considered about thinking things this way.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
Anyway, we don't have to be so serious. We can be a bit...
Anywho.
So we talked about how creativity kind of bloomed in your life.
Yes, that's a really nice way to put it.
We talked about... You said something interesting, and I'm very curious. So it's friends catching up, right, as well. So we always grow as individuals, and we have our months and whatnot. You, before the series, I think, before the rolling, I think you said that this month you had some epiphanies and all.
Yeah, I had a bit of... I'm going through another transition in my art, and I feel like I'm kind of rediscovering. I really don't even know how to put it into words. It's a feeling that I can't describe yet. So I have to make it into a picture.
Okay.
And now I'm like really getting into... So I really love drawing mandalas. When I'm getting technical, flowers is my safe place, but mandalas are my purpose. And I was always scared of getting into symbolism, and I know that I could see it. I could, like, when I see someone,
What is symbolism?
It is see this. I'm a bit stuck in saying it because I'm still going through
You're
it.
still trying to understand.
I'm still trying to understand this, and I can't. I'm just started drawing this way, so it's really hard for me to put into words. As we said in the beginning, it's easier to put a picture than to put a word into how I feel about something.
Yes.
But when I see someone, I can see a mandala. And I don't know how I see it. I don't know how it starts. When I start to see someone and I feel someone's energy, I can see a mandala. And then it's up to you. If you want to put this mandala on your body, and it depends where you want it, is going to affect how it becomes.
In your head.
This
is your creative process.
In my chest. It's not in my head, it's in my chest. Not exactly in my heart, but it's in my diaphragm. So now I'm starting to understand. I'm trying to make sense of this, but as I said, it's like literally been the last couple of weeks. I'm having a goddamn epiphany right now. And I know it sounds so silly to say that in 2025, but I really feel like I'm going through this, and this all happened at the right time, kind of thing.
I don't think it's ridiculous. I think everyone has their epiphanies at different points in their life. And we're constantly rediscovering ourselves. So, yeah, I don't think...
Are you searching for it? Then you'll find it.
I don't think you actually search for it. I think life happens to you, and then it triggers something.
Are you going to grab it or not?
Yeah.
You're going to grab life by the balls or not?
Yeah. Anything good or bad that happens to you is always an opportunity.
Yeah.
And something happened.
If you choose to be curious enough.
If you choose to be curious. Lovely. Okay. That does mean nothing. So I'll talk to you after about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, for this. So I'll give you back a little bit of what I've been going through as well. I think this specifically, it's been a challenge that I've decided to take on.
But it's a challenge you could so handle. I've always seen you doing this.
This is your perspective, really?
Yes, I've always seen you doing this stuff. You really are good at building a community. And I noticed this because I'm able to do that as well. But we have such a different idea of what community is.
Okay.
And that's one of the reasons why I love you and I love working with you so much. Because you have the drive from a perspective I would have never even thought of. I wouldn't do this. I don't think I could handle this as well as you're doing it.
I think you can do it. But then again, it's because we have different perspectives,
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Because I wouldn't have thought I would come here and done it.
I'm not surprised. I was like, about time she started doing this stuff, man, because she's got it in her. And I know nothing عندك الهجة for it, you know? So it's in you.
But
I've always seen it in you, at least.
Thank you. And I always see a lot in you, and I always see... Actually, it's a good point that you're bringing up. First of all, I'll just mention that I've gone through this, and I encourage people who have something they want to do for themselves, even though they're scared, they should just do it anyway.
Do it.
Just do it,
What you
fail,
gonna lose?
and maybe you'll do a bit of hiccups, which I've definitely done throughout this series. But I feel good that I am trying to do it, and I think what makes me do it even better is that I know there are people behind the camera, sponsors, and everything that are depending on it. So that's what really motivates me, and it might not be for everyone.
And you go at it with heart.
Yes.
You don't go at it with like the desperate need to profit of it, or you don't see it in a vindictive way. You want to do it to genuinely spread the word. Let's talk about this. This is something that could be talked about. This is something people need to know about. This is something I'd like to share.
Something I'd like to share. I don't know if this is something everyone needs, but it is definitely an extension of who I am as a person and what I believe in. And I know there are people out there that feel the same or feel like they're gravitating towards that.
Or scared to gravitate towards that, and you could be their inspiration.
And I'm providing an opportunity for it.
Oh
my goodness.
My goodness.
On that note, though, moving forward. So as much as I'm trying to create something as an extension of who I am and potentially inspire people to think differently, actually, yesterday I had a conversation with another guest of mine who is a bit younger, and she's kind of falling into herself and actually finding right people.
Okay.
And when we were talking about that, I thought about you, because to be honest, from day one when I met you, I've always been somewhat gravitated towards you, and I was always inspired by who you were as an individual. In the beginning, we were teenagers, like you didn't have a career or anything, but you always held yourself as an individual who was, I am who I am, and no one else is going to tell me otherwise. And I always found that I was lucky in that sense that I came across you, because you've always inspired me to always be myself and be who I need to be to like succeed, and I don't need to be anyone else.
Yeah.
So,
and I've always really appreciated your perspective. You've never, if I came at you with an idea, either people would be like, oh yes, that's great. And you'd be like, Mon, that's a good idea. But if you do this, it could enhance this. And I was like, I would have never thought of needing to enhance that. And then it's been enhanced. So yeah, that's what I feel could like makes us a good team. We don't dismiss each other, and we don't ever it's never a jealousy thing.
No.
It's like this week Matea's successing, next week maybe I'll success, then you could success again, and I'll just be like,
or do it together.
Great, babe. And then I end up successing, and just like fantastic. So we've always given each other a good thing to go back and forth on.
Yes, and it's not been something where we're
and it's so important.
It's important, but it's not something where we're always going to each other and giving advice. No. It's always been from afar, and I'm like, I'm so proud of her, and I'm so proud to be her friend.
Yeah.
And I aspire to be the person she is. And you've always been that role model for me. And
really?
Yes.
Oh gosh, I never see. I would have never even put that into consideration.
Of course,
because we fuel each other in certain projects, you know.
But I feel like that with a lot of people in my life. Some people are my life. The people in my life are there because they've somewhat inspired me or motivated me to be better. Because if they don't, then they don't really.
And that goes to the beginning.
Of
what we said.
Yeah.
Of what is a friendship to you. It's if you do not value me, whether it's in like they say in riches, you could be rich in empathy and you could be rich in money. I'd rather be with someone who can give me richness in empathy, because with empathy then you could grow much more. So if I want value in my company, if my company is not going to not company like this company is going to help me thrive for the better, for myself, for my future self, don't keep people who are going to keep you down, who are going to keep you stuck. You need to, it's always scary to change friends.
Always.
And that could have also been what was happening before, why I said I need some space. Maybe you are happy being in that place, and I'm like, man, I feel like I need to grow more. And then the moment I created the space, you did grow. And you didn't even realize you were doing it, or you didn't need lonesome time to do it. I needed to be alone to go to that step up. Like now I'm spending a lot of time within myself because I'm trying to understand my new step in my art better. So, but yeah.
I agree. I believe that sometimes it's about taking a step back from certain people, but sometimes doesn't mean forever.
No.
It doesn't always. Sometimes it means forever, but sometimes it just means temporary.
Yeah, and the right ones understand.
Mm-hmm.
And if these people cannot understand that, hey, I just needed some space to grow within myself, then those people are not meant to be in your future. And it's very scary to think this way. I don't like this concept. In fact, I battled with it a lot because I was like, no, I want to keep this and this and this, but they don't mix well all the time. So you have to understand if you want this or if you want to. So, you have to make a choice sometimes, and you always have to choose yourself and your future, because that's all you got at the end of the day, man.
Yeah.
You only got yourself to deal with. And if you're gonna just put yourself into suffering to please everyone around you, you're never gonna be pleased.
Yeah. I've always struggled with learning how to maybe let some things go and keep some things. But I think that's part of self-development at the end of the day. Like you have to go through, sometimes you have to have the bad things to really appreciate the good things.
Yeah, and I think that's 30 as well.
Oh goodness, you mentioned it.
I said the number.
You said the number.
But I think that, the fact that we're already thinking this way, and we're just in our, no, you're 30 now, eh? You're 30
Yes,
now?
I'm 30.
Yes, you're 30. You turned 30 this year. Yes, because I'm turning 30 next year. So,
Careful
because, sorry. So because we know that we're getting a certain age, we're running out of fucks to give, all right? Today, I wake up with 5 fucks, not with 20 like I used to. That's all I've got left now. So we have to use them a bit more wisely. But as I said, I think that comes with turning 30.
Yes. And I think this conversation, because this whole premises of this series is all about creativity and mental well-being, right? And these decisions we make for ourselves are all part of taking care of our mental well-being, right?
Yeah.
It's all part of it. So thank you. We have to kind of wrap it up slowly.
Yes. It's never long enough with you, my girl.
So we have to wrap up. Last questions.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay,
I'll keep it brief.
Almost in every episode, I kind of gave a myth to kind of debate on. And this myth is kind of revolved around your niche, which is tattooing, right?
Okay.
So this is not what I think.
Okay.
So you don't get mad at me, okay?
No, I'm gonna get mad.
It's about what a lot of people think
Okay.
on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just going to talk about it and walk through this together. I'm going to read it. So, mental well-being means having no scars. I'm going to continue. I'm going to elaborate on that. Why it matters. So, tattoos can act as intentional chosen marks, the opposite of hidden scars. They let people rewrite the narrative of their body and experiences. Let's challenge it. We tend to associate mental health with being clean or unmarked. But what if healing sometimes looks like wearing your story openly through ink? Let's explore how visible expression can represent acceptance, not brokenness, whether it is a tattoo, a poem, or a painting. What do you think of this? So, mental well-being means having no scars. What do you feel about this?
I can't agree.
Okay.
Mental well-being is about accepting your scars have brought you to where you've come.
Agreed.
Okay?
Yes.
So,
mental or physical?
Yes. If you've been through the battle of losing your mom, that is a scar
within us.
That's a piece of your heart. If you were very close to your mom, that is, that's gonna. Let's not say mom. Let's say a death. If there was a death to someone you care about, that's gonna take a chunk of your little heart, and that is a scar you have anyway. Sometimes a way to make that feel okay is, what if, I don't know, you used to always have wine with your friend. If you keep that scar inside, for some people, they will become an alcoholic.
So if some people don't accept
their scar,
then they might process it in an unhealthy way and become an alcoholic.
If the connection was wine, So if you go and say, okay, I'm going to get a tattoo of a little wine glass on me, and then every time you have a wine, you're going to go, oh yeah, I remember when we used to enjoy wine. And then you're going to have that wine and be like, oh, I remember having this with my friend, with my family member, whatever. So you can't say just because I cut myself, I have a scar, and there, I have a scar and I've ruined my body and that's it. You have to be like, what made me get that scratch? Oh, I was building something with my friend. We were having a laugh of a day, and then I fell and I hurt myself, and we're like, oh gosh, look what I ended up doing. Oh, you're so clumsy all the time. Let's band-aid it up and finish it up. And then you finish the project.
Okay.
So scars can be, you can choose whether you want to hate your scars, but then you're going to have to live a suffering life, or
There's
you
a
can love and
consequence.
accept.
There's a consequence
Yeah.
when we don't
When
face
you-
our scars.
When you don't face your scars, face your fears.
Oh, I love how you put that, actually. You did that really well. I wish I had
And
another.
I really wasn't expecting that question, so I'm really glad. I was
Yes.
like, I got this.
I wish I had another minute for you, because actually you answered that quite beautifully. I love that.
I'm glad.
Yes, when I was looking up these myths, basically when I saw this one, I was thinking about, for example, women in particular when they get breast cancer and they have to cut out their womanhood.
Yeah. I've had to actually cover that before.
Yes, and they have to get, most of them or some of them like to cover it up with like flowers and stuff.
Yes.
And I don't know what direction that was gonna go in, but that's what the first thing that came to my mind. And
I mean, it's
that's another whole different
that's
scar.
a whole other thing.
That's a physical and a mental scar.
I mean, I've also covered up scars that women who lost the baby.
Oh my goodness.
Imagine you go through all that and then you don't even get to have what you've worked for.
Yeah.
And talking about it and being open about it, I'll be like, you got through it. Look at you. You walked in here with all this feminine energy. Oh, I got goosebumps. You walked in here with all this feminine energy, with all this confidence, and you've been through something wild, and then you chose me to make it beautiful for you. Like, that could be, I'm like tearing up a bit.
Yeah.
That is why I do what I do. If you cannot understand that your scar has made you the human being you are today, and you choose to let it wreck you, you can't, it's up to you. But I would much choose a life that if I'm going to be alive, I'm going to do my best to enjoy it. I'm not going to put myself through the suffering of a moment in my life. And it takes a lot of strength and a lot of curiosity and a lot of creativity to get you out of that rut. Absolutely. And you have to want it.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. I know you're tearing up because I've
we have our own scars, don't we, honey?
We do have our own scars, but specifically to you and your job, you constantly have a blessing or a curse where you get to connect to people every single day.
It's a blessing.
It's a blessing.
It's a blessing, and this is why I'm going through this art transition right now. It's become a blessing now, because I used to see it as a bit of like, oh no, I can't handle this, and I'll just be like, listen, if this stuff is being thrown at you, it's because you can handle it.
Yes.
Issa, you're either gonna panic about it or you're gonna do it. You know?
Yes.
So yeah.
I think it's very admirable. I think it's the same in the case of maybe a nail technician.
Yes.
What are other hairdresser?
Beauticians, even people who do the lashes. You
It's
know,
so-
that's a lot of talking, a lot of trust doing the lashes, in my opinion. You know, that stuff is pointy, and you're there, eyes closed. I know women that my clients always sleep. How nice that you can make your clients feel so nice and relaxed while they're doing something so intense and intricate. So it's nice, like it's up to, if you are going to do stuff that is intimate with people, you have to see it as a blessing. And if you can't handle it as a blessing and see it as a curse, you need to change what you're doing every day.
I know there was a point where it was difficult for you to hold it.
Hold what?
Hold people's stories that come.
Yes.
How did you manage to? It's so funny because in reality, probably you should have done a course in psychiatry, right? Or
yeah,
because you do hear a lot of stories every single day. But in your personal experience, because maybe this will be advice to people who have worked in your type of field, right? How did you navigate through that and be okay with saying it's a blessing, and because it's such a big thing to hold.
You have to put your ego aside And you need to understand that these people are coming to you. Sometimes you are the best part of their month, best part of their week.
Because they're coming to do something for themselves.
Because they're doing something for themselves. And if you stay giving and giving and giving for everyone doing something themselves, you just kind of go, what am I doing for myself?
Yeah.
And this is why on my rest days, I really rest. And when I say rest, I don't stay watching Netflix and doing nothing. I be creative for myself. And I give what I give to people, I give to myself. Because if I know what to give to a complete stranger, I know exactly what I need then. Because if I've made someone feel comfortable, I can choose to make myself feel comfortable. What helped me deal with it is how I spend my spare time. I spend it with nature. I spend it with giving back to myself. And I had to stop thinking, oh, that's egotistical of me. You can't think that way.
You used to think it was egotistical.
I used to think it was egotistical because be like, I need a break because I'm helping so much people. And I'm like, no, Mon, you need to take care of yourself because you're going to get too tired of taking care of everyone else. And you love taking care. Yeah. You love giving. You love sharing. So give it to yourself and don't waste your spare time alone. Yeah. Don't forget that you are all you got and it's up to you to bloom.
Let me give you a hug. That was so great. Oh my goodness.
We did it, girl.
Okay. You're so right. Want a tissue?
Do you want a tissue?
This is the only time I've offered a tissue to someone.
Yeah, I don't want to lose this eyeliner because I did a really great job.
Oh, bless. No, you're a very strong individual. And I can imagine a lot of people in your field who have to constantly understand that people are coming to take care of themselves, and you have to be like, this is not my problem, and I'm here just to make them feel good. And
yeah,
and then you really learned, because you're close to your 30s, you learned how to balance that
yes,
out.
I do believe it's that.
And you're like, okay, now I have to make sure I prioritize me, because if other people can do it, I can do it.
Exactly. And I mean, you're kind of going through this a bit as well, doing this podcast.
Yeah.
You're realizing.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
This is so, it's always about the journey.
Yes.
Don't ever think of getting to the destination. You'll get to the destination.
Yes.
Wish you're on the way, man. What's the rush? But think about every step you got to there. Because then the moment you get to the destination, what's next?
What's next? Exactly.
What's next?
Oh, always. Yes. Monica, the last question.
Yes, go for it.
To end it all. So, advice. So, if you had to look at Monica 10 years ago.
Oh, now I'm really going to cry.
What advice would you give her?
It's coming. Be patient. Be you. Don't try to pretend. Don't try to accommodate. You're not being egotistical. You are just doing the best you can every day. If you wake up every day and be like, okay, my period's next week. I feel like shit. I have a pimple on my face. But you're not going to be like that next week. You're not going to be like that in 2 weeks. You're going to be a better person. You're going to be easier to handle. Your hormones are going to be different. Mm-hmm. If I were to really tell myself in my 20s, when I was 20, I'd be like, girl, don't worry about dieting too hard. Eat with your hormones. That's a whole other podcast, by the way. That's really good for women to know. Yeah. Eat with your hormones, care about your body, and stay curious. And stay curious. I've always been curious, and I'm really glad I got to keep that from always. I was always curious. Stay curious and look for the journey. Don't look at the destination.